Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Bwaaa! Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bwaaa, King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, that ain't right Friday, where
That is not right
it is
Friday.
a pantheon of soup contents that we turn into a fine stew.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, sounds great.
So last week we started the first annual cartoon Fight It Off, or whatever I called it.
Yeah, the neighborhood square up,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, where
Yeah.
we discuss the cities,
The people,
comparing
the
the
neighborhood,
people, the neighborhoods, the
shows,
cities.
yeah. And we did Family Guy last week, and of course King of the Hill came out on top. We were going to do one this week, but it's Mason, everybody. He wasn't ready. But we'll do that again next week once we're ready to do it. I want to do Bob's Burgers, and we just haven't had time to do the thing. So I wanted to mention a couple of things. One is this great article that came out this last Wednesday at 10 a.m. for some reason. I don't know why it's telling
That's
me
an
that.
odd time frame.
But it's if you know of this, it's I believe it's affiliated with The Onion originally, but it's become its own thing, the AV Club.
I don't know anything about the AV Club, to be honest
Yeah,
with
AV Club's been around for a while, and it's it's a throwback to like Audio Video Club, the thing you would do in high school or whatever, for the announcements and things like that. But it's the article is called Hank Hill Forever.
Yeah.
And it's a cool little article because it basically talks. It's by Stephen K. Hurst, Hirst. And the thing I like about it is that the guy talks about how in 1997, so you kind of gauge this guy's age, but he says when King of the Hill debuted back in 97, he was more likely to change the channel than he was to stick around, which I can understand this sentiment, because he said that he was afraid the thing would just be boring, because why would you make a cartoon and not take advantage of like the ridiculousness that you can get away with in animation?
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of it. It's a
Physics and all that
slice of
stuff.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
Because
is
every other cartoon really, like, if you think about it, every other adult cartoon does the absurdity.
Sure.
Where this is the one exception. It reminds me of the Flintstones was absurdity,
Sure.
obviously, because you
Yeah.
had birds as dishwashers and stuff like that. But if you take out
It's
all
a living.
if you take out their technology, it's kind of like that, where it's just a cut and dry family show, like a sitcom.
Could have
kinda,
been could have been normal people. It could have been a live action show.
Yeah,
honestly.
it could have been.
Yeah.
I've heard rumors.
But
Will they bring it back? Do you think that Flintstones deserves?
the Flintstones are coming back, and you know who's doing it?
No, I don't.
It's Seth MacFarlane. Yep.
Are they doing an animated?
That's the correct. That's
Is
the
it
correct
animated
reaction.
though?
Yeah. That's the correct reaction. Yeah, he said he was.
don't know.
He said he was going to make a little more adult version of the Flintstones.
Well, I don't mind a more adult version of the Flintstones as
leave
long
it
as
alone,
it's
man.
not in his animation style.
Just leave it alone.
I don't want the Family Guy, American Dad animation style.
Do
if
a
it's
new
doing
show.
it needs to be a new show. Well, I don't mind a reboot of the Flintstones, honestly, because I really, really like the Flintstones, and I've always thought of what it would be like as a show nowadays where it is catered towards adults. Because back then it was catered towards adults too.
A lot of smoking.
A lot of smoking, man. That show is filled with smoke. If you go back
Yeah.
and watch and look for ads,
Yeah.
there's probably more Flintstone Winston
Lot of
ads in
cigarette
that era
ads,
than there was
Lot of
anything
cigarette
else.
ads.
Because that's what they smoked was Winston's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy talks about how
Soft pack.
softback. He says that Hank Hill became less of a cruel dick. His words, not mine.
Yeah, not mine.
But he received kind of a likability surgery, is what he calls it, kind of like Michael Scott did in The Office years later. And he's right. Like that first season of The Office, Michael Scott was not likable at all.
No, he wasn't.
With his
He's meant to be
slick
not
back
likable.
hair and all
he's
that
meant
stuff.
to be a prick.
Yeah. And he's right. After the first season of King of the Hill, Hank became a more likable guy as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So that was cool. But he goes on to talk about how excited he is about the reboot and how basically it comes down to just a family loving each other and doing the right thing and not lying to each other and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Friends are friends no matter what, and all of those great life lessons.
For sure.
So anyway, if you get a chance, just check out the article Hank Hill Forever on the avclub.com.
Hank Hill Forever.
I
on
just
the
thought
AV
it's
Club.
just a good.
And also, this is kind of like a free tip for everybody. Internet Archive. If you go to Internet Archive and you go to the movies and stuff on there and start searching through there, you can find all kinds of VHS rips of Hank Hill stuff. There was a commercial somebody sent me. Actually, I want to make sure that I say her name. So I want to look real fast. I want to make sure she gets her shout out because I told her I'd shout her out.
Miss Jennifer Aniston. No.
No. Sorry,
By the
Miss
way,
Scott.
R.I.P. Matthew Perry.
But someone just as important, a fan of our show. So she sent me a summer PSA. It's on the Will Rogers Institute YouTube for whatever reason,
Yeah.
but it was a 2000 summer PSA, and we'll save that for a Friday episode.
Yeah.
But her name was Chantel Williams that sent that out to us.
Chantel Williams.
So appreciate you for that. And I'm going to save that for a Friday episode like I told you. So we're going to discuss that another time, and I'll send you the link to that. But if you go to Internet Archive and you type in King of the Hill or King of the Hill, Hank Hill, or anything related to the show, you can find all kinds of just random media that people have posted on Internet Archive related to the show, whether it be the video game they made for it, the commercial. You can find all kinds of commercials and stuff about it. And also, I watched a 16 millimeter rip of the original Star Wars the other night.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know that was I know about the Internet Archive. I use it a lot. I use their books.
That 16
a lot.
millimeter rip is on the Internet Archive?
But the 16, I
Wow.
was watching it and I was like, man, the editing that they did to make this movie watchable for future generations is insane.
Yeah.
Because you go watch it now on Blu-ray, it's like the new movies. It's just so crisp and
Yeah,
all
it
the
looks
colors
good.
are so deep
Yeah.
and rich. Like the editing stuff they have nowadays is crazy. Another thing that I've seen that a lot of matter of fact, the one that I can remember specifically is Jonan Vasquez, the guy who created Invader Zim. He took the entire show, put it in an AI upscaler, and upscaled it all to 1080p in an AI upscaler, and posted the whole entire Invader Zim series for free on
cool.
Internet Archive. So
That's really cool.
that's a great resource for those of you that don't know about it. To me, it reminds me of like a library because you go on there and you have to check the books out.
By the way, the Friends of the Library sale is going on right now in our town.
It is. It was
started
hard to park.
Thursday and it's over Sunday. Like they sell all their old books. And stuff.
Yeah. That's cool.
That means nothing to anybody out there listening to it. Okay,
Nothing.
second half of this. Mason wanted to talk about the things we're looking forward to this week, which I think is great. I think we ought to do that more often. It kind of gives a nice little boot to the weekend and the rest of the week. Mason, you out there? You want to start us?
I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm debating if I'm going to go see the Marvels
Oh yeah.
Doesn't look that great, but maybe I might give it a shot. Just
Yeah.
just because I want to get back into those kind
Is
of
that
movies.
is that already started?
Comes out. Well, technically today when
Yeah.
this airs, it airs today.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then
I'll probably go see that.
That sounds pretty good.
I'm gonna try to read a book again this week. I just went to the I might start reading the Expanse books. I got the first 3 because I went to the Waco Library book sale and got the first 3 books for like $1 each.
That's what I was wondering. So you did go to that?
Yes, I did go to that.
Yeah, that's cool. I
We
know
got
you and Zach
53
both go
books.
like every year.
We got 53 books. Well, we got 45 books for $53.
Oh
Wow.
Yes.
That's really good, man.
Yes.
That is really good.
Yeah. The only thing that was annoying, we went on Thursday because if you don't go the first day,
Yeah, all the
it's-
good stuff's gone.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of downsizing.
Like I put down, I was gonna grab the first 3 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul, and I almost did. I should have because as soon as I put them back down, they were gone. Like 2 minutes later, I was like, "Fuck, I should have got that."
Yeah.
I really want to watch that movie. Speaking of like movie releases and stuff, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see that real bad.
Still
I'm
need
gonna
to
be
see that shit.
honest.
You need to hurry, Rusty. It's almost been a month. It's
No,
gonna
I
be
know.
gone
I
soon.
tried to watch a bootleg of it, and if it's already been a month out, I might as well just wait till it's
Wait, you
good.
Yeah,
mean
it'll-
you
it'll be
tried to
on-
watch
it'll be
it on
good.
top of your boot on your leg?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
We don't
yeah.
believe in
You got it.
piracy here.
No. It was some
Eh,
other pirate.
it's according to who you're
but
talking to.
depending on who you're talking to, fmyh.net. Killers of the Flower Moon or whatever,
You're gonna end up getting a website
or
shut
HY.
down.
No, Free Media. Heck yeah, is what it's called. It's
Yeah.
a Reddit post actually.
Oh, okay.
It's a Reddit thing. It's called Free Media. Heck yeah, but I've wanted to watch it. It looks like a great movie. That's one of the movies I'm looking forward to. And
The
I
hard part
should
is just
finish.
it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a long one. Usually movies, it doesn't matter how long they are. I have to watch them in segments anyway.
I don't mind if it's 3 hours long. I just need to make sure I have the time. I have to go at the right time and make sure I'm not getting out ridiculously late.
Well, I have
Sure.
unmedicated ADHD, so I don't ever try to punish myself by sitting down to watch a full movie. I just watch it in like, if it's an hour and a half movie, I'll watch it in 2 bites. If it's a 3 hour movie, I'll watch it in like 3 bites. Depending on the length of the movie, I'll watch. It's usually only 2 times it takes me to watch a full movie.
Yeah.
I can't sit and focus anymore.
So
long enough.
it's DiCaprio and it's directed by.
It's got Denzel Washington in it too, right?
Does it really?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was what was on the IMDb when I looked at it.
It's
De Niro.
Leonardo DiCaprio,
sorry.
De Niro, Jesse Plemons, who I really
Jesse
like.
Plemons, yeah.
John Lithgow,
I love John Lithgow. Yeah.
Brendan Fraser.
I love him too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got
it's
a lot of really good people in it.
it's about Native Americans.
Yeah.
It's got a Native American theme to it, and it's about rich Native Americans who had oil on their land. And from what I understand, it was
Oh, wow.
it's about a battle for these oil guys to try to steal
Sure.
the oil from Native
It's
Americans.
a Scorsese
stuff like
movie.
that.
I mean, that's why it's 3 hours. There's a United States law that says anything directed by Scorsese.
There's got to
has
be a
3
joke
hours.
behind that.
Hey,
yeah.
this has Sturgill Simpson in it. You ever heard of him?
Sturgill Simpson.
He's a musician from Canada. He's like a he's touted as kind of a country artist, but he does play kind of some
okay.
hard stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I really like his stuff. I didn't realize he was in it.
Yeah, he's a Grammy nominee. He's got Grammy nominations.
I
for his
just
music.
watched.
That's
it's
cool.
got Jack White in it too.
Oh wow!
from the White
from the
Stripes.
White Stripes.
That's crazy.
7 Nation Army gonna take me.
I hate that
back.
song. Hate
Yeah,
that
that's
song.
that was the only song I know of his.
Can't take that song. It just because they play it in the Heat arena too often.
Oh yeah.
I hear it every.
Oh yeah!
freaking
Shout out to the
basketball
Texas
game.
Rangers for winning the World
Yeah, good
Series.
job.
Even though I'm a Stros fan.
Good job. You hit a ball. So I'm just kidding.
No, that's how I feel
would
about
try
it.
to be a
Well,
dick.
that's what I did.
I mean, it's great. Texas team. They won their first one. That's wonderful.
My post was. All of you guys are sitting here arguing about people hitting a stick with the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Go Astros.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Astros.
Astros just
Yeah, go
couldn't get
Astros.
over
They
it. The
couldn't get over
Rangers
it.
got super hot.
But the Astros they're good. They'll be
Oh,
there
yeah.
next year.
Come on.
Yeah,
They'll- Yeah.
Texas
Well, I mean,
Rangers.
It's
Yeah.
crazy to me that them and the Phillies got out, in the last round. So
You know, it's
I was
disheartening
kind
for
of
me.
looking forward to them going against each other again.
Yeah. As a Houston Texans fan,
Ugh.
we're now the only professional team the professional sports team inside of Texas that doesn't have a championship. Dallas Stars have a championship. Both baseball teams now have a championship. Dallas Cowboys have a championship. The both NBA teams have championships,
Mhm.
and now the only one left in the whole state is
I guess that's right, huh?
Houston Texans.
I didn't think about that.
We're just an
Of course, the
expansion
Texans
team.
hadn't been around that long.
That's
either.
the excuse we've said
Yeah.
for 25 years now. We're
Yeah.
just an expansion
Is
team.
that how long they've been around?
No, not 25. They've been around. Well, maybe now.
No,
yeah,
I think it is
actually.
25.
2002,
Because
3 or
in
4. somewhere around there, right?
99 is when my Titans went to the Super Bowl, 99 2000, and they had been in Tennessee for 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years.
2002. Their starting quarterback was old boy's brother, Carr.
No, David Carr.
David Carr.
Yeah.
That was our first quarterback, David Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you something I'm looking forward to. I'm going to tell you something I just watched.
Okay.
I just saw something called When Evil Lurks.
Is that pretty good?
It was pretty good. I did not realize it's all in Spanish,
Okay.
so it was a lot of reading.
A lot of reading.
But
I don't mind reading if it's a good movie.
I don't either.
I watch a lot of foreign movies, like current foreign movies
Yeah.
that you have to read. And there's some foreign movies that I've been going back and watching, some older ones, and I'm having to search for. It's a quest.
I don't know what it's been here lately. I've been watching horror movies.
Or
I watched Skinamarink, which is the
it's
weirdest damn
funny
thing I've
that you
ever seen.
mentioned horror movies because I got tagged in a
You got to
story.
say horror.
Horror.
Otherwise, it's just
I
about
can't even
hookers.
say it back.
Yeah.
I can't say horror. Speaking of horror movies,
Yeah.
horrors. Boobays tagged us in something the other day on social media and said the world needs a Bwaaa Boobays collaboration post because apparently
Oh, heck
what's
yeah.
happening is since we have been speaking about it here, our fans have gone over and listened to it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And they're interacting across the board.
great.
So I feel like we'll have to work that out with those ladies. She said pick a horror movie. I kind of want to rip apart King of the Hill, all 13 seasons of it, and find a mention of a horror movie. I'm sure there is. Hey, Artie, you could help me with that if you want.
Well, it's the one with the Christian haunted house.
Oh, is that?
I mean, that's super close.
Yeah, that
you know?
is. Well,
Yeah.
no, I want to know if they specifically mention one.
Oh,
Like if they say, hey,
like
they
mention a horror movie?
Yeah, like if they
Mm.
mention it, like if there's
Maybe.
a mention of the like a reference in there where they reference like a horror movie, that would be a good crossover.
So
I
I'm
think.
glad-
I'll have to check that
I'm
out.
glad you brought up Boobays because
Yeah.
we have a new project with them.
Oh, okay.
So there are 4 movies out in this franchise called Hell House LLC.
Yes.
So they are found footage type movies.
Well, I love found footage.
But this guy, Steven, I can't remember his last name. He's the director and writer of these movies, and he's said that he's kind of building a little universe out of these things, right? So
okay.
characters, places, times, all that kind of stuff. The 4th one came out the 30th of October, and so I was waiting with bated breath and watched that one because I've enjoyed the other 3. You can tell that he's had a little more money each time he's made one of these things.
Yeah.
But he's done a great job of using the medium, the found footage medium, to tell this story. It's basically a haunted house movie, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, my buddy and I, we were really looking forward to this. We've been talking about it. This one's an origins thing, so it kind of tells you how some of the stuff got started.
Yeah.
It leaves a lot of things wide open. So I mean, you could make 10 more movies out of this thing. So after watching that, I was like, God, you know what would be cool is if you did like a podcast, but you did it based on this world that he's building.
Oh, okay.
Characters, cast, crew, directors,
yeah.
all that stuff. So I reached out to the director and got an email back. I've got an interview with him Tuesday afternoon at 5:30.
That's awesome.
At 5:30.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I'm going to try to get him to give a blessing to doing this project.
Yeah.
And if it is, I'm going to bring Boobays in to kind of executive produce this thing. Also.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. It's
Yeah,
cool
that'd be
crossover.
really cool.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
So this may be something where I ask a lot of people on the network to kind of get involved. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, no, you know, or me, I'm ready for anything.
Oh, yeah, I know
I'll do
you would.
whatever. I'll do whatever. I love all this stuff.
Second project I'm looking forward to is something called False Crime.
Okay.
So False Crime is an AI generated true crime show.
That would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. I come up with a scenario and I feed it into ChatGPT the paid one, not the free one.
Yeah.
And it generates a police report for me about a crime.
Wow.
You then take that police report, feed it back into ChatGPT, and say, okay, basically, based on that police report, what happens, blah, 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 blah. And you keep giving it scenarios. It basically builds this world as you go, and every response after that, as long as you stay in the same thread, builds off of that first police report. And so ultimately, I think I had like almost 30 pages of stuff that were police reports. There's a serial killer. It's the thing he used to kill people. They find out about crimes in other cities that he had lived in that are kind of like this.
Oh wow!
I mean, it gives a coroner report.
Yeah, it
the
gets
whole
pretty
thing.
intense. Yeah.
And so I'm bringing in these ladies that do. By the way, there's another show on our network called Monsters in the Attic.
Yeah.
Two ladies that talk about kind of mental health and the mental health issues they call monsters, and so they just talk about them.
I know who you're
bring them out
talking
to the
about
light.
for sure. Yeah,
But those two are going to help me out with the
that's Summer's
false
podcast.
crime. Yeah, Summer Shine. Going to help me out with the false crime thing. They're very excited. They came in
that's
yesterday
dope.
and
Yeah,
met.
that sounds
It's
pretty
cool.
cool.
It's cool. So I'm looking forward to those two projects.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Mason?
No, I'm good. I'm good here.
Okay. All right. We got through Halloween.
Yeah.
Now we're here.
Now
We're coming up on Thanksgiving.
Britney's book came out.
Brittany.
Britney Spears.
Oh,
I've been listening to her audiobook.
it's Brittany, bitch.
The waving knives thing and all that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of mental health history in her family. Just a quick, brief story out of the book. So her back in the day, when a man was married to a woman, if the woman had signs of delirium or whatever, the guy could pretty much just ship her off to a mental hospital.
Yeah.
And it was even more prevalent in rural communities. So they lived in a rural area in Louisiana. Well, her grandpa, his first wife, which I believe is Brittany's dad's mom, she had an infant child pass away on her, and so he had her committed.
Yeah.
And then it seems like it was a pattern. He had her committed, and then after he had her committed, there was a divorce and things like that. And then he remarries, and then the second wife gets committed. And then the first wife, on her 31st, around the age of 31, she goes back to the infant child's grave and then kills herself on top of the child's grave.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa, Brittany waving knives makes a lot of sense. And then all the trauma of being a celebrity as a child, because she was in the Mickey Mouse Club and all that. Yeah. So she's been a celebrity or in that light most of her life. That's
going to turn you anyway.
So, it's a pretty crazy book. I wasn't expecting it to be good because I listened to...
And then having Justin Timberlake as a boyfriend, that'll do it too.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah, she explained that whole process. She explained dating all the guys that she dated, and a lot of them just pretty much just use her as a way to elevate themselves.
I am not saying that Justin Timberlake's a turd. I'm saying that some of the people she dated
Well, you could say that he's a turd based on if what she says is any truth to it whatsoever. Yeah, he's pretty much a turd. Yeah. She said that he had changed how he was speaking to speak to a rapper, Genuine. He said that he had black coded his speech to talk to him.
I can see
and then as soon as they were walking off, the whole group that they were with were giggling and laughing at him. They're like, "Did you really just do that, dude? Did you just really do that?" Because that's not normally how he would speak, obviously. But it's a really good book. I guess I recommend that if you want to check that out.
Well, there you go. You got a book recommendation. You got a couple of movie recommendations.
I liked it.
You got Mason's book that he's going to read. You got a lot of good recommendations.
Yeah, and that was really the whole point of a Friday episode was so we could just do whatever. And that way, if and when we ever get to the end of that, when we get to the end of this, we're going to have something to talk to you guys about. So it sets up a foundation for us whenever we do hit that season 13 final episode.
Sure.
We've built a relationship with you guys, and we hope that you would continue to want to sit here and listen to us ramble about whatever.
I'm going to wrap it up.
Yep.
And I will tell you guys that next week we'll get back to our Cartoon versus Cartoon first annual. And I'm hoping that we take Bob's Burgers versus King of the Hill.
Bob's Burger.
Thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it, especially on a Friday. Thanks for listening to our nonsense and our ramblings. You want to tell them where they can find us?
You can find us at bwaaakoth.com, or you can find us at roguemedianetwork.com/roguemedianetwork.com.
That's it.
Go check out all those other podcasts on there. Bwaaa, Monsters
some good
in the
stuff
Attic.
on there.
Bwaaa and Monsters in the Attic specifically. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Monsters in the Attic for sure. They're just starting out on that podcast. Really, really enthusiastic people to listen to.
They are.
They're very
They are.
enthusiastic about the subject.
They-
Women that have experienced quite a bit of life
Yeah.
to have a good thing to say about some of these mental health issues that people go through, and they call them monsters in the attic because we all got one in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Hell yeah. Mine's about 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you again on Monday.
Oui, Matanye.
Wait a minute, Tanya, indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.